Today we're going to make some homemade crackers, and this is one of those things that might not make sense to make from scratch because you can go to the store and you can buy them so easily. But what I've come to find in living this sort of from scratch lifestyle for all these years is that it's okay if things don't always make sense, if the things that you do are a little bit different. And when you're swimming against the grain, it's also normal to feel a little weird and to feel a little bit like an outsider. When things are going really well and you can feel confident in that, it's an exciting feeling like you're blazing a new path. When you're not feeling so confident, it's really easy to let anxiety slip in, like you're doing something wrong or you haven't quite got it right. We have faced all these thoughts in our journey here on our little homestead. I would like to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. When I was asking some of these questions and meddling with the way forward, they were a great resource to me. As entrepreneurs, we've faced our shares of challenges and roadblocks, and there have been times where I have felt overwhelmed, felt anxious, and really unsure about the decisions that I needed to make. That's when I decided to give BetterHelp a try. For a lot of us, having an unbiased third party weigh in on big decisions that you're making or emotions that you're working through can be incredibly helpful. If you're facing similar struggles, whether it's related to your personal life or your career, I highly recommend giving therapy a chance, and BetterHelp has made it so convenient. You don't even have to leave your house. You can just log in on your computer, meet with a therapist who's there to help you. They'll match you with a licensed therapist who specializes in what you need help with. And you can communicate with them however you're the most comfortable, whether this is through video calls, even messaging. You can visit betterhelp.com/The Elliott Homestead or select The Elliott Homestead at sign up for a special discount on your first month. This is a great opportunity for you to take the first step towards the resources that are going to be so helpful to you with BetterHelp. I think it's important to know that it's okay to be a little bit different. Years ago, when I was having supper with some friends, the wife explained to me that she had just got a grain grinder and that she was going to go shopping for some wheat berries. And I was too embarrassed to tell her that I had no idea what a wheat berry even was. I guess I just never thought about how flour was made or how the different grains grew or the different varieties that were available. I'd never given it any thought. And it's fun to look back now and see how all these little pieces, these little things that I rubbed up against, how they ultimately influenced who we became. Whether this was the first vegetable garden or even just getting introduced to something as simple as a wheat berry. Now, these are second nature things that we do in our kitchen and in our home. We don't even think about it. But I'll tell you, even now, after all these years, we're still sometimes the weird ones. And I just want to reassure you that it's okay. It's okay to invest time in making things from scratch when that might not make the most sense to people. It's okay to make your own medicines and want to spend time outdoors in the sunshine with your bare feet without any sunscreen. And it's okay to want to lift weights and to sit in front of red lights and to wake up and milk a cow every day and to make your tomato passata from scratch and to invest all this time in homeschooling your children. This is going to look different for all of us, isn't it? And I just want to encourage you in that. As you're going about your day, you might bump up against people who think you're doing it wrong. We bump up against people like that all the time, who can't make sense of why we do what we do. And that's okay. Like I said at the beginning, on my very best days, these are the times where it's really easy to get insecure about what we're doing, to feel like we've made the wrong choices or that we're somehow off the track that we need to be on. But the reality is, this is exactly where we're supposed to be. And all these little micro decisions that we've made along the way, the lifestyle choices that we've made, All of them build on each other over and over and over again. And what I'm coming to realize is that life is incredibly simple when it's pared back to the essentials, but it's also very complicated in the sense that it's all connected. It's the sunshine and the ground that you grow your vegetables in. It's the animals that you have around your property. It's your children, your relationship with your spouse, your work, your efforts in the kitchen, your vegetable garden. It's all of it, and all of it plays a role in building this life that we love. I know that might sound a little bit silly, but it's been very encouraging to me to just remind myself our life is messy and it's going to look a little bit different than most people's, and that's okay, because we're choosing to participate in a lot of things that most people choose not to, because they're hard, because they're dirty, because we have to be long-suffering and really disciplined, because a lot of what we participate in is a challenge. It's not the easy way forward. So we shouldn't be surprised when this seems odd to most people. To us, it's second nature now. It's just the way that things are, and it's the way that we want them to be. So take heart, my friends. If you feel like you're alone, you're not. You're amongst good company here, and something as simple as making crackers from scratch because you don't want to buy the ones in the box, that's okay. That makes sense to me. It's good to know you're not alone. Cheers.